welcome back to episode 5 of Around the Lumberyard, the official podcast of your Clinton LumberKings. Andrés Tejeda here with Chris Mickelson. We do apologize. We couldn't get an episode out last week. We were just so busy with the homestand, but we're going to get you a long episode today. Chris, first and foremost, we are the CLINCH-TON LumberKings. LumberKings clinched the first half of the Northwest Division, second time in the last 3 years that they clinched the first half. They've clinched 4 of the last 5 times since joining the Prospect League in 2021. Just a great season, I think, so far.
Yeah, so far the best record in the Prospect League. Have yet to reach that 10-loss mark, which we don't want to get to at all. No. But if we have to, let's save it for as late as possible.
Yeah. The LumberKings, as you said, haven't even hit 10 losses yet, even at point of recording, but finished off the first half of the season with a 18-7 record, best in the Prospect League. Kind of just blew everyone out of the water. We were the first team to clinch. The other teams to clinch are the Rex Baseball Club, Cape Catfish, and I'm blanking on the other one. But I think it was, Cape Catfish, us. Yeah, that's everybody. And Johnstown Mill Rats. Johnstown Mill Rats. So those are your first half Prospect League division champions. So with that, we will host a playoff game here in Clinch-TON, Iowa on August 1st at 6:30 here at Nelson Court Field. And the last time we had a playoff game here, Chris, it was not a good one. It was not a good time.
No.
Yeah.
Let's pack this place on August 1st,
yes,
people.
August 1st, 6:30.
Let's get here.
We'll have tickets coming out shortly. We'll get you all that information on our social medias. But first, let's talk about how we closed the first half. We had that 6-0 run on the road. Then we went 4-2, but I think we still finished off very well. We were able to clinch on our own terms. There was a doubleheader between Burlington and Illinois Valley that was rescheduled like 6 different times, and both teams had like doubleheaders all weekend long. So while they were in postponement, we were able to clinch the game. And I think that's just the best way to do it.
Not only postponed, but they had delay after delay. So we had our game start at 6:30. Theirs, I believe, was at 5.
Their game, I think, started at 4.
4. And we were thinking, maybe we'll know before the game, even before we take the field, if we clinch the playoffs or not. But then Mother Nature had different plans for us that day, which was great because it's always better to clinch on your own, write your own story type thing.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly with that. It's just nicer to do that. That was on June 20th that they clinched.
Against Quincy.
Yeah, against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers, no doubt. The team that last knocked out the LumberKings here at home in the 2023, back when it was called the Great River Division. So
kind of poetic.
Yeah, kind of. A kind of full circle moment for the LumberKings. But the first half was incredible. The LumberKings finished with, 7 guys, if I'm counting that right. Nope, 8 guys. Batting over 300.
Yep, 3 of those are over 400.
Caden Frommel, Drew Turpins, Nick Ventiker, who is a newcomer to this club, finishing with well over 400. Caden with 400 even. Drew Turpins, 412. Nick Ventiker, 433. And before we even continue, Nick Ventiker breaking a record in Game 1 of a doubleheader against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers to end this week. 7 RBIs, 2 home runs. That ties the most home runs in a game with Will McLean, who also plays for the Creighton Blue Jays. And then Tate Gillen's RBI game record was broken, who also plays for the Creighton Blue Jays, was broken by Nick Ventiker with 7 RBIs, who also is a Creighton Blue Jay.
Something in the water at Creighton. They're doing it right over in Creighton.
I mean, Omaha is the
college baseball capital.
Yeah. And so another kind of cool little ironic fact is LSU Shreveport wins their college baseball World Series with an undefeated record. And then LSU of Division I wins it all as well. We had Cole Borman, who was part of that historic team. He is no longer with the team as of this point. I believe he's either finished the season or he's on an injury. We wanted to talk to him, but unfortunately could not. But he was telling me about his season, and just like that was a magical year for him. Going 59-0.
That's insane.
Insane. Like
it's
you went out to battle
happens.
50, almost 60 times, which is the length of this season, and you won every time. Every time you've won.
That doesn't happen.
No,
it doesn't happen in baseball. Baseball's peaks and valleys. You take the good with the bad, but they had all good. It was their year. Good for them. I mean, congratulations to LSU Shreveport.
Yeah, it's just a great program out there, but it just shows the type of talent that we have on this team. The type of talent that we've had year after year on this team. We talked about Ventiker just breaking the record. Other guys who are batting over 300, Alex Schimmel, 371. Jamie Rasmussen, 349. Danny Gavin, even 333 with Noah Thine and Sam Weezy. Sam Weezy, you got to talk about his numbers. Batting an OPS of 900. One error in 105 plays. At first base, by the way.
That's how, yeah.
Yeah. Only one miscued play. And honestly, I want to go back and check that.
I would.
I'd like to see where he got the error in what game. Rewatch it, just try to make sure. Because then, an even thousand's always really nice. His fielding percentage, 990. But that just one error in 105 chances, it speaks for itself there. But Sam Weezy playing in 19 games. He started in 17, tied with, I believe, Caden Frommelt. Or no, excuse me, not Caden Frommelt, but tied
Weezy.
with
Weezy and
Turpin. So Turpin's has played in 17 games, but Weezy's played in the most games with 17, and he's started the most games with 17. So he's kind of been your everyday first baseman this year.
Mulkey's also played in 19.
There you go, Mulkey.
There we go. I knew there was somebody else.
Yes, but Mulkey and Weezy have kind of been your everyday guys. And they've been able to perform very well on the field and at the plate. So I think having those everyday guys, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, having kind of those leaders there. And it's really funny because Sam Weezy's kind of a very quiet guy, as I've gotten to know him. But if you have a conversation with him, he's very intentional, very you can keep a conversation. We talked a little bit about his journey with Eastern Illinois University. He's currently in the transfer portal, so he's looking to go take his talents at another level. But, these guys, they're professionals, still college kids, but they still find ways to not quit. Another fun fact, the LumberKings have never lost more than 2 games in a row this season. That's only happened 2 times.
Wow.
Opening weekend and this past weekend. That's it.
Well, let's not go 3. I say we put
but
a stop to that.
let's avoid 3. But still, the fact that this team has never lost more than 2 in a row tells me that this team cleans up their act, they get back on the field, and they get back to business.
They recognize when there's a flaw, recognize if there's an issue, and they fix it immediately instead of letting that small leak turn into a massive flood, which is what you have to do in the game of baseball.
Yeah, when you got guys who can pick each other up, it's really nice. I was able to spend game 1 of a doubleheader against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers in the dugout. I was taking photos because we weren't able to go on the air. There was another program. But just getting to be back in the dugout was kind of really cool. Just see how the guys pick each other up. One thing I noticed that maybe you don't really notice when you're watching the game, but every time a half inning finished, the guys were up and they gave high fives to every guy who came off the field. Every time. There was no one was sitting down. Anytime they had a big play at the plate or big day at the plate, guys were celebrating, high-fiving. This team supports itself so well. And it's not something that I usually see in the booth because the dugouts are off to the corners here. But being in the dugout with them, these guys are picking each other up. It was never quiet. They're always chattering. So it kind of takes me back to high school days where coach is like, hey, keep the energy up. Make some noise. Talk them up. These guys were, no matter what they were saying, it was always positive to them. And that really, I think, goes a long way for guys on the field.
If you come to the ballpark here at Nelson Corp Field and you watch any game here, you're going to see everybody who is not playing, if they're not, whether it's LumberKings are in the field or at the plate, every guy is standing up on the dugout, watching, rooting them on, cheering, doing their crazy celebrations, whether there's a double celly or triple celly. We take a pitcher out. You don't usually see it when you're watching the game because usually, pitching change, we'll cut to a break of some kind. But everybody, when the pitcher comes out, everybody files out of the dugout. Like you said, they give high fives. They support their teammate, standing ovation. Yeah. As they should. Because this game is hard. It's not. It's a very hard game. And if you can go out there and pitch 4 2/3 or 5 innings of baseball, especially 1 run, no run, it doesn't matter. It's a great accomplishment to do. We saw it recently with Jackson Tejeda. Yeah. So actually going into our players of the week, Jackson Tejeda, pitcher of the week.
Had a great start. Finished with 10 strikeouts. Most strikeouts thrown by any pitcher this season. Does not beat the most that has been thrown by a pitcher in a game. That's at 13. But Tejada, 4 1/3 of an inning, gave up just 2 hits, 1 run that wasn't earned, so keeping a clean ERA, and goes to a 3-1 record. Pretty good start from the opening day starter so far this season.
It's very consistent.
Yeah, so there's your pitcher of the week, Jackson Tejada from Des Moines Area College, Community College rather. And then player of the week, I think it went without saying, Nick Ventiker. Huge night against the Quincy Doggy Paddlers. He finishes the week off batting .467, 7 RBIs, 2 home runs, a double, 7 hits through 15 at-bats, 4 runs. Slugging's at 900 or 933. OPS is 1.433. I mean, those are elite numbers there.
Yes.
Elite numbers. Oh, and 3 for 3 on stolen bases. just to add a little sprinkle there to Nick Ventiker's
But you don't
week.
see much from a third baseman.
No, you really
historically.
don't. But not only that, he's new to this squad. He's been here for about a week and a half. He played in 4 games this week, started in 3. But in the first half, Nick Ventiker, he's only played in a handful of games. I believe he's only played in not 7 or 8 games. Or, excuse me, 9 games. He started in 8 games, played in 9 to start the first half. Meanwhile, guys have been playing in 19 games, 17 games, 10 games. This guy has come in and made his presence known with
He's
the bat.
already second on the team.
Yeah.
1 behind Sam Weezy in total bases is at 23 in 9 games.
That's incredible. Those are first half stats.
Yep.
This is not counting games after the 27th, so that was 28th and 29th. Day of recording here is the 30th. So he's got 2 more games, and that was 7 RBIs and 2 home runs added. That's a great way to start the season. But Nick Ventiker, your Week 5 Player of the Week, and Jackson Tejada, your Week 5 Pitcher of the Week.
His second time already.
Yeah, second time.
Already being Player of the Week twice.
Yeah. We've had only 2 players go 2 times getting that honor. Chansky got it in Week 1 and Week 2. Nick Ventiker gets it here in Week 5 and in Week 3, I believe. But something else that we're going to be doing as well is our first half players and pitchers of the week. And our first half player of the week is Sam Weezy. We mentioned already 333 on the year batting, playing in 19 games, starting in 17. His slugging and OBP, slugging .421 and OBP of 500, so 921 OPS, right under the 1,000 mark. So Sam Weezy, as we mentioned, one of the guys that you can count on day in and day out at first base. Solid fielder with only 1 error in 105 plays. So, I mean, what else can you say about Sam?
Doing it both ends. I mean, that's what you ask for one of your leaders, one of your main guys, is to go out there and be the guy that you know, whether it's even at the plate, grinding through an at-bat, even if you make a pitcher throw 7-8 pitches, that's a lot in this league. That'll add up very quickly if every player does that. He'll also attack that. We've seen him attack the first pitch of an at-bat because he knows he's getting that heater right down the middle.
Yeah.
But then also doing it on the field, just never taking a play off. He's always engaged, always out there. You love to see. He's usually, pitcher meeting at the mound, he'll sprint in from first and go out there and be the first one there.
Yeah.
Great leader for this club.
Yeah, a great guy to get out there, a great guy to have on the base paths, on the at the plate and at first base, because any of those throws, he's going to be able to try to make it the best play he can. So just a great job from Sam Weezy for the first half.
Great player of the first half.
Yes, and first half pitcher of the first half goes to Brody Myers. Brody Myers goes 3-1 in the first half, sporting an ERA of 2.37. 21 strikeouts this year. He's only allowed 14 hits with a batting average against of 197. That means he's given up about 2 hits in every 10 at-bats.
Yes.
Which, when you got guys playing 27 outs, that's only about 2 or 3 hits a game.
Yep.
And unless they're big hits, nothing's going to come out of that.
Which, with a 2.97 ERA, haven't been too many big hits allowed off Brody Myers.
Yeah, he's only given up 4 extra base hits, all of them doubles. So
keep that home run total at 0. You're sitting good.
Yeah, and I mean that kind of goes back to what we were saying. Only 14 hits. Of the 14, only 4 extra base hits. Everything else is singles. So things are either getting flown out, hit on the ground.
Yeah.
He's been very competitive. He's played in 19 innings. He's just been solid. And of those 19 innings, only 1 wild pitch. So he's got control.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, the old adage goes, pitching wins ball games.
Yeah, keep him off the bases, you're going to be successsul.
Yeah. And speaking of the pitching in the first half as well, we have 5 guys who are sub-2 ERA.
6 guys.
6 guys.
6 guys.
You got Tyler Welch, Elijah Green, Nick Baffa, who, as of recent memory, had one of the most elite pitching performances. He had 5 innings pitched, no hits. And unfortunately, LumberKings couldn't pull out that win, but still, the performance itself, elite. So you got then Peyton Hodges, J.C. Dermody, and Cole Borman. And as we already talked about, Cole Borman, part of that 58, 59-0 team with LSU Shreveport.
We also have 2 other guys with a sub-3 ERA, which is just incredible.
Including...
So 8 guys, sub-3 ERA.
Including Brody Myers, that being Ethan Dorka. Chance Key is at 3.
Yeah.
And Chance Key, the fact that...
that one bad outing with him.
Yeah, one bad outing, but that's the starter that's like setting the bar at 3 ERA, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys who are regular starters under 3. And I know Jack Dom said his worries that we didn't have enough pitching, but these guys,
numbers don't lie. We're going to hit you with all the baseball cliches today. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, they definitely don't lie. But this team is doing incredible things.
I am very happy with it. I mean, a team ERA of 3.73 in the first half.
Yeah, that leads the prospect league.
Led the prospect league.
That leads the prospect league.
So Mike Funky, kudos to Mike Funky.
Yes, Mike Funky, big win for Mike. Big win for Mike. But even with that, even with the 2 games that were, let's say, not the best baseball we've played, and we'll talk about that first week.
Yeah,
Even with that, the LumberKings are just above a 4, and they are second or third best in the prospect league at ERA at this point in time.
And if you're watching the clicker down below here, right here, you can see the numbers that, the last 3 games we've had. A lot of runs being scored against us.
Yes.
It's still with a sub-4 ERA.
Yeah.
You'll take that.
Or around 4. I mean, that's incredible. On top of that, too, 289 average at the plate for this team. That is always going back and forth as the 1 or 2 spot in the prospect league.
Yep.
So we're leading at both ends.
That's how you go 18-7 and clinch the first half.
Yeah.
With 4 days left in the first half. You clinch way ahead of time.
Yeah. So first half, let's go back week after week. We went 4-2 or 3-3 in the first week.
Yep.
4-2 in week 2.
6-0
on the road trip. Came back and went back 4-2. But I don't think we've had a sub 500 week. That's huge.
Yeah.
And when you got one of those 3 weeks of the first half going undefeated, that's why you got less than 10 wins.
Yeah.
I mean,
10 losses.
10 losses.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We have more than 10 wins. We are currently at 19-9. LumberKings looking to be the first team to get to that 20 win mark. But as you said, there's something special about this team.
Yeah.
I remember listening to you and Nate 2 weeks ago. There's just something different about this team.
There's a feel to it.
There is a feel.
Yeah. Never out of a game.
Baseball is very feelings based. We said like numbers don't lie, but also there's a feel to this team. And talk a little bit about that, especially after this week. I mean, we lost 2, but we've only done that twice this year.
Yeah, and numbers don't lie, like we're talking about. So when I say a feel to this team is you can tell just their energy in the dugout, energy on the field, not hanging their heads, not getting down on themselves for striking out. Usually, if a guy strikes out, he'll walk back and head held high. He won't get mad. He won't slam the bat down. A helmet stays in his hand, sets it down. You could just tell that they feel it too. They feel something is in the air here in Clinton, Iowa, and we hope it just keeps moving. We hope just keep it going in the right direction. We have a whole second half. There's a lot of baseball left to be played.
There's so much baseball left to play.
But even to know that you already have a playoff spot and to not get complacent and to not we've talked about it week after week after week on this podcast.
Yeah.
Jack Dom, will keep these guys in check. He's not going to let them let the cart in front of the horse here on this one.
Not to call guys out, but I mean, I've seen Jack or heard Jack chew a couple guys out sometimes, and for good reason. Not because bonehead play or something. It's to help them grow as a ball player. I don't think we've ever had guys get worse from playing out here. Even the returners, they come back and they are elite. I'm thinking of like Blake Timmons. He had a really good game this week. He started off really slow, but I mean, as the week goes, it's going up. Drew Phillips, who played in the last week of baseball last year for the LumberKings, slow start, but was one of the players of the game this past week.
I think it's a confidence builder also to come back and know that you're in Jack's good graces, I guess, if you want to say that.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you go back to our first episode that we did, and your talk with Max Holy.
Yeah.
You could hear it in Max. Like, he loved this place, and he loved Jack, and Jack will instill that confidence in you. He may get on you a little bit, but it's all for your benefit. It's not just for him to just to you made a dumb play type thing. It's more for you to learn from that mistake. Because I'll get on you right now, but it's a teaching moment. Which every good coach they know how to do. They have those teaching moments.
Yeah, and I think with Jack and the legacy he's building here with the LumberKings, I think the guys understand that, and they're trusting that his leadership is going to bring them through. And I mean, the goal, I remember day one when the players came in, the first goal was to win the first half. Mission accomplished. Next goal, win it outright. We want to have the best record in the Prospect League so that we host every round. We want to host the first round. We want of the Northwest Division. We want to host the first round of the West Conference Championship. And we want to be the last two games in that playoff in that championship game. Should we not lose, or should we lose one of those games? For me, I also want to win out because I got a wedding the day after the last day of the Prospect League playoffs. So August 8th is the last chance for the Prospect League championship. August 9th is my cousin's wedding that I'm standing up in. So let's keep it here in Clinton. I would love for that to happen, but.
Yeah, go figure that would be Johnstown to be the one that we'd have to play, which is, I know we're all, nothing against the Johnstown Mill Rats.
But that's a trip. That is a trip.
Me and Nate have discussed it a little bit.
Yeah.
What would happen? We all play the what if game. Everyone in the stands plays it.
Yeah.
We will never say it out loud on a broadcast. You won't on a broadcast.
No.
I won't to fans in the stands or anything. But behind closed doors, we'll have a quick discussion about
because nothing's on record.
And it's not on record now, so we're not gonna. Yeah. We didn't say anything here.
We're not saying a word. we can infer. We can make guesses. We can do all that. I mean, even when Nick Baffa's no hitter, we put it up on the video. On PLN, we showed the scoreboard, and I just said, just look. Yep. That's it. There's nothing else I got to say. Picture says 1,000 words. But speaking of those, the playoff runs and wanting to host, let's go back in time and kind of look back at the games that we have had in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And little fun fact here, every team that the LumberKings have played has made a trip to the championship round.
So this place is like the movie Good Luck Chuck, where the next guy...
Exactly. So
we don't want to be that anymore.
No,
I don't want to be the.
No, I want to be the guys here, playing here in the championship, winning it ultimately.
Yeah, we want to hoist the trophy, get a banner, get the ring.
Yeah, last time championship was played here was in 2019 against the South Bend Cubs.
I was a fan here.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker.
Yep, I remember where I was out in the left field berm, watching the South Bend Cubs team rush the mound and hoist the trophy on our field.
Yeah, my friend Alex Toma was the broadcaster at that point, and I talked to him a little bit. It's like, yeah, I'm at Nelson Corp. He was like, oh, yeah, great memories there. I was like, oh, yeah, why? Well, we won the championship, Midwest League Championship 2019 there. I was like,
Very sore subject with our PA guy, Brad. If you ever get a chance to talk to Brad, you want to get under his skin a little bit, just say Kendall Graveman. He'll get very angry.
I mean, rules is rules, and if you can find a way to win it, then go for it. But
we love you, Brad.
But yeah, the last time the LumberKings hosted a playoff game here was in 2023 against the then Quincy Gems, which, fittingly enough, we beat the Quincy Gems to clinch.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of like, as you said, poetic, full circle moment there. But let's go back to the first playoff game that the LumberKings played since entering the Prospect League. That was in Normal, Illinois, at the Corn Crib.
Yep.
And tell us a little bit about that game.
We won that game 4-3. It was Wraith Peterson had a big game, had 3 hits in that game. I believe is what I read that correctly earlier.
Yes, that's what I'm seeing too.
Max did not. He unfortunately had the offer in that game.
Yes, but also a name in there that is kind of cool. Now the high A outfielder Jay Bashirs played in that game. So we had a minor leaguer or a guy who's now in the minor leagues participate in that game. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he has. I'm looking here in my book. I think he owns a record in the Prospect League postseason. I'll have to check here. Oh, no, these are other stats, but I think he owns a record for, or some sort of record in Prospect League play in the playoffs. Not that there are too many because we've only played 4 games.
4 games?
And we've only gone to the Western Conference Championship once. And that was that year where
that was 2021,
beat the Corn Belters, and then who did they play after that?
Cape.
Played the Cape Catfish.
Who ended up winning, I believe.
Who ended up winning that game.
Yeah, they won the championship.
Yeah.
And then, so we beat Normal in that game with Miller on the mound. He went in 5 strong innings of 2-hit baseball. Let me take a look. Sorry, people. Yes. 5 hits, gave up 3 runs.
Yeah.
But then the bullpen came in, gave up 0 runs. Simpson, who we all know very well.
Yeah. Also drafted.
Yep.
Last year or 2 years ago.
Yep. So that was then we had to go to the Cape, play the Catfish, and unfortunately it just wasn't there that day.
Yeah. That game the LumberKings lost, and they only were able to get 5 hits against their 10.
Yeah. 2 errors also, which does not help anything.
Yeah. Looking at this line score right now, only 5 guys got hits. 1 for 4, 1 for 4, 1 for 3, 1 for 4. Max was one of the guys who got a hit, but outside of that, if there's
that's not stringing together anything.
Exactly,
Unfortunately,
you're not stringing anything together. Top of the order was able to get hits, but I don't know if that was like consistently. We got 4 walks in that game, but 12 strikeouts.
Yep.
So the Cape Catfish pitching was on fire. Pitching in that game was Weber. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts.
That's a good line.
Yes.
And they went on to, like we said, to win it all. So
yeah. Schaefer would start the game for the LumberKings, and they only go 2 2/3. Kyle Lehman, Matt Sherman, another Blue Jay, would come in. 5 1/3 innings pitched to try to end it off. 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. So Schaefer just really gave up all the runs there. 7 runs, only 5 of them earned in that game. So, again, it goes back to pitching. Yep. And we'll see that trend again as we look to the last time we were playing. But first, we got to go to the Quincy Gems. So, LumberKings hosted the Quincy Gems in 2023 and lost that game narrowly 6-5.
Yeah, 1 bad inning from Sam Lavin. He gave up 4 unearned runs.
Yeah, and I believe those were the first earned runs he gave it up that year.
Yeah, unearned. These were all unearned. 4 unearned runs, which was just crazy to me. Southside Jimmy started the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we threw everyone out that game.
Yeah.
We had Burke, Lavin, Jack Young, and
also drafted Logan Romasanto.
Logan Romasanto. So we were firing at Quincy to move on, but unfortunately we fell just a little bit short.
And when you got 3 errors in the game, it doesn't help. I remember Jeremy Figueroa had the biggest hit, giving us the lead with I believe it was a 3-run shot to left field.
Yep.
Gave us that lead back in
this place went absolutely
fifth.
Bananas.
I'm sorry, in the 3rd inning.
This place went bananas when that happened.
Took a 4-2 lead, and then the Gems put up 4 more runs in the 5th, and I remember the ball hit down the right field line. Third base coach Trevor Burkhart tried his best to reach out, but it's so narrow down there that ball rattled around, and there was a bases clearing double. And so there's nothing you can really do there. And it was just, there's only so much you can do. It was Ciervo who had the 3 RBI bases clearing double to give the Gems a lead. LumberKings would try to come back, and they would put 1 run up in the 8th, had the tying run on the base paths in the 9th, but it could not finish it.
Yep.
And they were shut down and took that loss in 2023 to the Quincy Gems. But LumberKings would come back in 24. Wouldn't win the first half.
Nope.
Lost the first half by half a game to the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp.
Yep.
and then won the second half.
I would say a rivalry was born that season.
Rivalry was definitely born, and we've seen it this year. The Pistol Shrimp have won 2 out of the 4 games that we've played so far.
Yeah, we split.
2. Yep. Yeah, 2 of the 6 games rather.
Oh, okay.
And because we would have had the tiebreaker should they have tied us this year, but last year in the playoffs in that first round, LumberKings couldn't get
a hit. 2 hits.
Only 2.
Yeah, one by
James Hackett,
Brian Bello, and James Hackett.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's really tough when the guys in your lineup who were hitting very well that year just couldn't get anything done. Noah Gordon was batting .375. Jalen Martinez, .351 at that point. Cougar Cook, .263. Brian Bello, who led off, .313. It's just tough.
And when they're pitching, starter goes 4 innings, only gives up to 2 hits.
Yeah.
And then
you go to Herzog.
Who 5 hitless innings.
Yeah. I mean,
that'll do it. What
10 strikeouts.
And what the Pistol Shrimp do? Go on to win the championship.
Yep. and we forgot to mention that the Gems did go to the championship, lost to the Chillicothe Paints, who won in back-to-back years in 2022 and 2023. LumberKings did not make it in 2022.
Yep.
But it's tough when, again, the guys who really helped out the Pistol Shrimp, Herzog, Kyle Gibson, Tyler Dorsch, Luz Perona, all scoring runs there, singles, doubles, RBIs. It was tough, and it was also a packed house at Schweikert Stadium. I'm looking here, 1,843 fans.
If you've ever been to Schweikert,
that ballpark does not hold 1,000 people.
Nope.
But
LumberKings fans turned out for it.
They did.
Yep.
I know you guys were there.
Yep.
So it was a packed house and an opposing ballpark against a pitching staff that has just been lights out.
Yeah, and we did not pitch poorly. It's not like we got blown out of the water pitching-wise.
Well, look here. Zach Kempe came in with an ERA of 0.83.
Yeah.
Herzog, 0.
Yeah, he left that game with a 0 here.
So, I mean, the fact that they got 2 hits is a win. And we sent out the pitcher of the year.
Yeah.
We sent out Ian DePasquale, who went 4-1 on the year. He went 5 innings, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs all earned, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. That is not like him.
No.
It wasn't.
Nope.
I think
it's just a bad time to have his worst game,
you
know?
Yeah, and that's the thing about these playoff games. It's you got to win it out. It's a one and done.
Yeah.
And I think that adds a little bit to the pressure, but also it really kind of tells you who's really made for these moments. And the LumberKings have lost to the teams that were made for those moments.
Yep. And hopefully this year we are one of the...
They're not losing to the teams that are like getting by, who are fluky. They're losing to teams who are solid in the playoffs. So it kind of just goes back to this team is special. It feels different. Do they have what the Cape Catfish have, what the Quincy Gems had, what the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp have?
Enough
do you
pitching.
Believe that they do?
I'm biased, but absolutely.
Yes. I mean, coming back from, I guess you got to put the blinders on, but like she said, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
we've got one of the best ERAs, one of the best hit batting averages, if not the best in the league, and something else we didn't talk about. We were talking about the attendance at Schweikert Stadium. We lead the league in attendance.
39,205 fans have shown up to Nelson Corp Field. That's an average of 2,614. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I feel like the community is taking notice of what's going on here 100%. At Nelson Corp Field.
100%.
They understand, and all it takes is watch a game. You'll see the energy. You'll feel it, the excitement. I do my best when I'm out there to bring up some energy levels. Sometimes it fails, but when there's not, and that's including one doubleheader that we've had this year here?
One doubleheader here.
Yeah.
We'll have another one later on with the Quincy Doggy Paddle.
But that number includes a doubleheader, which should have been 2 games. That could have been well over 40,000 people.
Yeah, and I believe it was DeWitt Day that got rained out.
Yeah.
So that's a big day where fans are coming from DeWitt County. But, yeah, as you said, we are leading the way. I think Thrillville's the only one behind us, and they're about 100 or so behind. But they've also played 16 games at home. We've only played 15 day games here at home. So keep coming out, fans. Make sure to get your tickets at lumberkings.com. Single game tickets are available. We'll have playoff tickets information available.
When we know, you'll know.
Yes, as soon as we know, you all will know.
Another thing that we've overlooked just a little bit is our defense.
Yes.
We're tied for the first with Lafayette, and most double plays turned with 25.
25 at this point, yep.
That's just crazy to me.
Yep.
I mean, defensively, we've had some, we just talked about a little bit earlier on about errors and whatnot, but, starting the second half. But the first half, that team was defensively one of the better team, the best team in the league.
Yeah.
And Lafayette probably, played more games. I'm assuming that's. I'm suggesting they have the rainouts we had.
Oh yeah.
I believe we had 4 rainouts, 5 rainouts.
We had I think we had 3 or 4 rainouts here at Nelson Court Field.
Yeah, and then Quincy had 2.
More, so.
That could be 5.
Yeah, easily.
Well, we were 18-7, so that's 25 games. So 5 games canceled.
Yeah, easily 25. 5 games.
Yeah.
Canceled out. But looking back at the last week, I mean, we beat the Doggy Paddlers 5-1. Get the day off because it's a makeup game. We beat the Corn Belters after they took a number on us. We lost 14-4. Take them down 10-1.
1 inning.
That's all it took.
Was that the game that he had the 5 hitless innings? And
yep. That was the game where
the 6th came along, and it was oof.
It was tough. But then you win against the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes 7-5. Then you beat the Quincy Doggy Paddlers in game 1 15-11. Drop game 2 13-7.
Yep.
And the thing is, the LumberKings were leading that game 4-0. Again, it's just one big inning.
That started the second half, right?
4th inning. That's all it took.
Yep.
And then last night, the Burlington Bees just were able to find a way.
So this feels, if you go back all the way to our first episode, talking about our first half, this start of the second half just has that same feel to it. Kind of just treading water, kind of just spinning our tires a little bit. Hopefully, knock on wood, that we can continue the progression that we had going, starting a little mediocre-ish. I wouldn't say mediocre, just had a rough, the pitching hasn't been there.
3-3.
Yeah. Hopefully we can just boom.
And I think that will happen.
Yeah.
We're going to have more guys coming in, more guys with a little bit of turnover. We've seen a couple guys leave. We're not going to mention who, but you'll see it as
it's the nature of the beast in this league. Every team goes through it, so we can't really feel bad for ourselves for that.
Yeah. Excuse me, but I think even though we went 4-2 this week, that's still over 500.
Yep.
Were the losses we took bad? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the end of the world right now? Absolutely not.
Yep.
We are 9-9. We've got 20-some games left to play, 20-plus more games to play. And it's against teams we've seen. The only team we're going to see that we haven't seen in the first half, Thrillville. Everybody else we've played Normal. We've played Illinois Valley. We've played Burlington. We've played Quincy. We have winning records against those teams.
That's a formula for success.
So I'm not too worried. Something Nate and I kind of joke around about, and we've said it before, is that we never worry with this team anymore.
No.
Because it's like,
never out of a game.
We'll be back. We'll be coming back. We'll find a way.
Yep.
And even if we don't, it doesn't last long. By the time we're at the next recording, let's do this. What do you predict our next couple of games? What's our record for the next couple of games? We do have a doubleheader, so let's count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games coming up. Where do you see our number after that?
I'm gonna say 4-2.
4-2. I'm gonna go 5-1.
I'll take it.
I think the only loss we're gonna take is at Normal. Because Normal's kind of had our number.
See, I thought Burlington, because we played 3 in a row against Burlington. I think they'll get one of those.
So then I'm still going to go 5-1.
Sure.
I think this is the year that Burlington does not win on 4th of July. LumberKings, unfortunately, just have not been able to win on the 4th of July. So I think we win on the 4th of July. We lose the only game we play at the Corn Crib. And then we get them back on Saturday. Okay. So our schedule is Normal on the road. 2 games in Burlington on the 2nd and 3rd. 4th of July, Burlington. 5th of July, Normal. Sunday, Springfield. Springfield, I'm not worried about at all. So I think we lose the first game to Normal. Sweep the Burlington Bees.
Yeah.
We get back at Normal at home, and we end Sunday with a victory. I think we're going 5-1.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'm going to go 5-1. I can see 4-2. It kind of adds in that 4th of July. Let's say history continues, because history is known to repeat. But again, this team feels different.
Yep.
So I'd like to see some fireworks on the field and after the game. But I think we go 5-1.
And my request for all of the Lumber King people out there, the faithful, is on the 4th of July, our next home game. We know this place will be jam-packed.
Oh, yeah.
We know everyone will be here. I want everyone to be as loud as you possibly can. Get crazy out here. Let's get these. We have our field mics that we can pick it. Let's just drown everything out.
Well, here's the
Burlington's trying to pitch. Let's be loud.
Here's the thing too. We have, from what I heard this morning, we got like 30 box seats left.
Yeah.
So the entire inner side of the of the seating
close to the action
be full. It's going to be packed.
We know the picnic area is going to...
Picnic area is going to be packed.
The berm.
Everything's going to be full. So fill up the general admission.
Mm-hmm.
We can hold well about 6,000
Squeeze in,
people.
everybody. We can...
Let's break a record. Let's break last year's record.
Let's break an attendance record.
Let's do it.
And let's enjoy some really good baseball the Lumber Kings have been playing, because we have been... If you haven't been to a game yet this year, number one, what are you waiting for?
Yes.
Number two, you're missing out on fantastic baseball.
Yeah.
With Coach Jack Nom and Terry McGinn and Burke and Funky. They're
great.
They just have these guys. They are in their ear, and they're building them up. I mean, because you want to see, they're college kids like we talked about. We want to see these guys succeed on not just on our field, but going past us, because we will celebrate Max Holley. We'll celebrate Simpson and
when guys individually win, the Lumber Kings win.
Because we can. I mean, right outside our offices, if you ever looked at it, we have a massive poster of everybody who's stepped foot here that has gone on to play Major League Baseball. We want to add to that with prospect league players.
Oh yeah, I know. And
I feel like we will at some point.
I know that's something Jack's really excited for. He's like, he cannot wait for the day when one of the guys that he's coached here gets his name up there. And already we got Jay Bashirs, who's playing in Double-A with the Marlins now.
Yep.
Or high single A. Max Holley's playing at low A with the not Aviators, Fayetteville. Jack Young, who just got promoted from the Cannonballers to the Williams-Salem Dash. Simpson, who's playing at high A with the Moose Paddlers in the Washington system, Washington Nationals. So like you've got guys who have found success here, who are finding success in the minor leagues. Everyone's getting promoted.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the day that we just get a guy who's at AAA and we're just watching him, keep an eye on him. I know Brad sent me a text. The Myrtle Beach Pelicans, who are the low-A affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, have games on Marquee Sports Network, and they were playing the Fayetteville.
I watched it, yeah.
And he's like, hey, Max Holley's on Marquee Sports Network.
Yeah.
Of course, we at the front office went crazy. We love it. We love seeing him. I took a screenshot, and he had a RBI single.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Max
so cool.
has a forever invitation to come back to Nelson Corp Field.
Absolutely.
And we will celebrate you, Max Holley, because, I mean, he was undrafted, which is that's always speaks.
That's huge.
That's better. I think that's better.
I think it is. I mean, yes, every kid dreams of getting drafted.
Yeah.
But I think after like the first round, it's like, just take me.
Yeah.
You know, like I just want to go. You know, but I think you're right. I think what the Lumber Kings players have been able to do after their time with the Lumber Kings has been incredible. So, I mean, the huge invitation for Max to go up there is huge, but also another invitation for you. We got the golf outing. I'm sorry, I had to go into it, but we have the 2025 first annual Lumber Kings golf outing, sponsored by Old Town Construction.
If you're watching, I'm pointing to this QR code right here below us.
Right there. You can sign up $60 a player. You can bring a foursome and pay $240 for it. We'll have prizes. Sponsorships are still available. It'll be on July 14th. That's a Monday.
Yep.
So it'll be on
Valley Oaks, I believe, right?
Yes.
Valley Oaks, yep.
Yes, at Valley Oaks here in Clinton. So make sure you sign up. Registration will start at 1 o'clock. I think the entire event will start at 12. So
I mean, who doesn't want to play golf with one of their favorite baseball players?
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've never been golfing, but I might make an appearance.
I am terrible at it.
Yeah.
But I would love to play with a ball player. It'd just be so much fun.
Yeah. Little story here because of golf and ball players. Austin Maley, second baseman for the Lumber Kings, talked about his dad being a hitting coach with the Chicago Cubs. Said that he got to tee off with Justin Steele and Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well, I'm now jealous of Brett Maynard.
So, I remember we were in Burlington. I was talking with Austin, and It's like, yeah, so who have you talked to about, like, maybe your game and stuff? PCA. Oh, the guy who's, on an MVP.
He'll be in the conversation. Yeah.
He's in the MVP conversation. Yeah, why not?
No biggie.
Why not? Oh, you also went to the links with him? Sure.
Casual.
Yeah. But yeah, make sure you get your tickets today for the first annual LumberKings Golf Classic, sponsored by Old Town Construction. But yeah, I'm excited for what's in store for
this team. We have a lot of baseball coming.
Next, a little teaser for the next episode.
Yeah.
We will be going into the All-Star Week. So I'm not sure what next week's episode is going to look like because the Home Run Derby, which we can announce, your boy's hosting.
Yeah.
Play-by-play.
This guy right here.
So we're going to do in my best.
You've been working on your calls?
I've got a list. It's the delivery, It's the delivery.
Yeah, you want to make it seem, in real time type delivery.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get over this cough too, so I'm hoping things will be good. But I'm excited for that. So I'll see if I can get some exclusive interviews for if we get every team gets at least one All-Star. I'm hoping because the LumberKings are the best team, we get like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
maybe 5. Who really knows?
I mean, let's pack that with some green and white.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they did it. I do remember they did release the jerseys. It's a navy blue. It's actually like this: navy blue and light blue. It says East and West on it.
Nice.
So if you haven't already, get your tickets for that at horseshoes.com or
it's only in Springfield.
Yeah,
Springfield's not a far trek from here.
It really isn't. I think it's like a 3-hour trip.
Yeah, I've made the drive
before. And it's 2 days to watch the alumni game. So a lot of Prospect League alumni will be playing a game, which will be followed by the Home Run Derby. But if you can't, go to prospectleaguenetwork.com
and listen to you.
And yeah, you can listen to me. So I'll be calling the Home Run Derby. I'll be doing sideline reporting for the All-Star game. It should be a good one. But if you can't make it, Prospect League Network. Also, we do have a code. Second half is 50% off. If I remember correctly, let me look it up here on our Twitter. We did post it. It's a 50% off second half deal for the LumberKings and all the Prospect League. That includes playoffs. So you're getting 50% off on your subscription. The code is PL2, number 2. So PL number 2, NDHAL50. So that goes to PL second half, not half, 50. So you have 50% off. That includes playoff games, which, by the way, we're going to the playoffs. So get your subscription. Watch the LumberKings there. You'll watch it on Prospect League Network. And then also you can watch the All-Star game, Home Run Derby, Alumni game, all that good stuff. But, yeah, it should be a great time. So we'll see what next week's episode looks like. We'll have All-Stars announced sometime this week. Again, we don't know who they are. I'd like to see a bus full of LumberKings out to Springfield.
You would like to think with the best team in baseball.
We got at least 3.
I'm going to set the number at 3.5.
3.5? That's the over-under?
That's the over-under.
I'd
Make your bets right now, people.
I'd say minimum 3, max, I think is 5.
Okay.
I don't know about Home Run Derby, although I would love to see Nick Ventiker out there for Home Run Derby.
Do you have to be an all-star to be in the Home Run Derby?
That's the thing. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure how that works.
So, but we'll have all that information. We'll talk about that next week. But we do want to thank you for joining us here on episode 5 of Around the Lumberyard. We do apologize we couldn't get an episode out last week, so that's why we went a little long today for you guys. Lots to talk about. Chris, where can they find us?
You can find us on Amazon, Spotify, Apple. You can watch this on YouTube if you want to see our faces.
Yeah.
And all the fun stuff we do here.
I don't know if you want to see. I mean, Dad says I have a voice or a face for radio. That's why I'm doing what I do. So, yeah. But, yeah, you can find us on all your major
iHeart, I believe in that.
iHeart, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. But this has been another episode of Around the Lumberyard. Andrés Tejeda and Chris Mickelson saying goodbye. See you next time Around the Lumberyard.